Hello and welcome back to another Sunfield edition of the garden sessions of the incredibly insane... Oh dear. Hello and welcome back to another Sunfield edition of the garden sessions of the incredibly exciting Blackford Book Club. Shall we have another chapter from this May of this year self-published book, Chasing the Impossible and a Sword of Damocles? Yes? Okay then. On page 518 of your personalised copies, you will find a chapter. Reds chase for Europe, a victory made in Liverpool. Leicester City 0, Liverpool 3. The opening half an hour this evening at Leicester City's King Power Stadium was a dog with fleas. Abject with a capital A, dreadful with a capital D, or just plain awful. On the back of their recent humiliating defeat at Fulham, the home team Foxes were dogged, determined, physical and snapping into tackles of a bitty non-event of a game, and a game they simply had to win to ward off the horrible spectre of a seeming certain relegation through the trapdoor and into the Championship. The visiting Reds of Liverpool arrived on a 6-game winning streak, but for half an hour were bogged down in a physical game they simply hadn't started or got to grips with. Enter Belgian central defender Wout Faes, he of the 2 own goals and 2 Christmas presents delivered to the Reds at Anfield in the previous league fixture in December 2022. He allowed Alisson Becker's straight long ball into the heart of the Leicester defensive third of the field to bounce rather than deal with a fairly rudimentary clearance, and seconds later, and just 4 quick touches of the ball from Luis Diaz, Jordan Henderson, Mo Salah and a sublime first-time half volley from Curtis Jones, his team trailed. 3 minutes and 7 quick-fire touches of the ball from Jordan Henderson, Cody Gakpo and Mo Salah later, Jones arguably scored an even better second goal, this time a volley he set up himself on the turn before rasping a drive past the flailing dive of Leicester goalkeeper Daniel Iverson, and the team in all blue began to crumble once more, their early optimism and physical approach draining away until the boos that greeted them at the half-time whistle. The Reds' second goal on 36 minutes was also the cue for the hordes in the away end to break into their songbook with an early rendition of "Show Them the Way to Go Home," before the second half became a slow, lingering death for the Leicester Foxes as the Reds in the away end serenaded Roberto Firmino with an almost constant rendition of his beautiful song ahead of the Brazilian legend's sad departure in the summer. In amongst the singing reminders of Leicester's soon-to-be relegation into the country's most difficult league to positively escape back out of, the Reds' 7th consecutive victory, and at an aggregate overall score of 20 goals scored and just 7 conceded, was the most beautiful of rubber stamps from Trent Alexander-Arnold that ensured this evening's victory really was made in Liverpool. Mo Salah's hat-trick of assists was the simplest of the 3, as he nudged a free kick into the path of the 24-year-old Liverpudlian, and he curled a stunning shot into the top corner of the Leicester net to join the brace of goals from 22-year-old fellow Liverpudlian Curtis Jones. 3 easy Premier League points, made in Liverpool. Leicester City aren't mathematically relegated, but they are as good as doomed as falling through the dark trapdoor into the Championship, and despite the travelling cops' songs, they'll be taking the place seemingly reserved for Everton until very recently, and not joining them. A Leicester victory this evening would have seen them swapping places with the Red City neighbours in blue, but the irony is Liverpool may well have preserved Everton's Premier League status for another season at least. Far, far more importantly than helping their neighbours across Stanley Park is the Reds' 7th consecutive Premier League victory, and hope springs eternal that either Newcastle United or Manchester United do a Devon lock and collapse in the home straight with the finishing line in sight, allowing the Reds to tiptoe past them into the Champions League places. It's a long shot, and all eyes now turn to the team in form Brighton and their visit to Newcastle on Thursday evening. After their dismantling of Arsenal at the weekend, who's to say they won't break Newcastle hearts too? Time will tell. It always does. And thanks once again for watching, as the sun beats down on my head, in the garden sessions of the Blackford Book Club. I'll show you the book once again. I'm incredibly proud of it, as I may have said a million times before. There are links below for how you can purchase said book and other ways and means of supporting me. But I thank you for watching, and I leave you in peace and in solidarity and thanks for watching.